Welcome back to Charisse Says. I'm thankful for the opportunity to take you to the next level when it comes to investing and give you practical money solutions so that you can have the wealth that you want. If you missed my last episode, don't stress. You can find it at www.charissays.com. As always, feel free to tweet at me as the show is going on. Did you know that the 1983 movie Trading Places, starring Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, is hailed as one of the best finance movies ever? Ever! That's because the main characters team up to bring down a corrupt and greedy brokerage firm. I love Trading Places, as do many people, because of moments like this.
I can see! I can see! I have legs! Oh shit, look at this! Man! I can walk! Jesus! Praise Jesus!
Ha! Cracks me up every time. But I suspect that even after watching a movie like Trading Places, you still might not understand what a brokerage firm does and how it can really benefit you. And that's why you're in for a treat today. Our topic is brokerage accounts. I'm going to cover three things. Number one, what are brokerage accounts? Number two, where can you get one? And number three, how much money should you put in one to start? The first one is a piece of cake. A brokerage account is just a place where you can make your money grow more than in a savings or checking account because the money is invested in financial securities. Now, you can also lose money in these financial securities, but I think it's a risk worth taking. Remember, in a previous episode, we talked about why investing in stocks is a good long-term move. In short, a broker acts on your behalf to allow you to buy and sell securities in the market. And when we're talking about the stock market, your broker acts like your middleman between you and the stock exchange. Brokers also provide additional access to investment products and services so that you have options for your money. Now, I've heard all kinds of reasons why people don't open brokerage accounts. They think they don't know how to do it, they fear losing money, or they think they might die. Better yet, they think they don't have enough money, which is like the same thing. Well, gosh darn it, you can do it. And when you do it, the fear will go away. And if you don't do it, your money will just stay in a checking or savings account, making nothing. And guess what? The people who are using brokerage accounts are going to leave you in the dust because their money is working for them without them doing much. I want you to have better. So I know what your next question is. Where can you go to open up a brokerage account? Well, I do have an answer for you. A brokerage firm.
Aha! Aha!
A brokerage firm is just a place where you can open up that brokerage account. Back in the day, you had to go to a physical office and talk to a live person at a brokerage firm. Back then, mainly wealthy people used brokers because they were expensive. With advances in technology over time, however, the game has changed. All of us can use brokers now because technology has driven down the cost of doing business. We can all trade electronically through a multitude of online brokers. Anyone with a little bit of cash can use an online broker. That's me, and that's definitely you. Now, I want you to be familiar with the main players in the online brokerage space. That's Charles Schwab, E-Trade, Fidelity, Scottrade, and TD Ameritrade. Now, here are a few other options for you investors who want to dabble in options trading. Don't worry, we're going to talk about options in a later season. Choice Trade, Lightspeed, Interactive Broker, Options House, and Trade king. Now that you're familiar with these options, you need to find a broker that's right for you. For me personally, the cost of trading, investment offerings, the quality of service, and educational resources are of utmost importance. For the full list of factors that you should consider when opening a brokerage account, check out my blog. When you're armed with these considerations, you can check out their website and you can do a little due diligence, even for an hour. Also, speak to someone who's used a particular brokerage firm and ask them what they have liked, what they have not liked about their experience. But you know, I harp on this all the time. You can't just follow the crowd. You gotta do what's right for you. And finally, I know you wanna know how much money should you put into a brokerage account to get started. When I worked at JP Morgan, when I was first getting started, my colleague said to me, Charisse, you need to save up $3,000 and open up a brokerage account. And I was like, why $3,000? And he was like, it could be $2,000 or $4,000, but it has to be enough so that you can do something with it and you won't get killed in fees. I heeded his advice. Thank you, Chris Mesha. I saved up $3,000, and instead of my money sitting in my savings account, I opened up my first brokerage account at 23 at Charles Schwab. By the time I was 28, I had $10,000. But beware, some brokerage firms require that you have a minimum amount, such as $1,000 or $5,000 to even open up a brokerage account. So make sure you check to see if this is the case. And if you don't have enough money saved up yet, some brokerage firms will allow you to open up a virtual account and give you play money so that you can practice. So that when you actually get your real money right, which I'm saying is around $3,000, you can open up that real brokerage account. You can do this. The first step is filling out an application, completing it, and then putting cash into that brokerage account. On next week's episode, we're going to talk about some great places like ETFs and mutual funds where you can go to put that cash to work. Yay! This wraps up our episode for today. You now have all you need to know all about brokerage accounts. Number one, what are brokerage accounts? Number two, where can you go to open one? And number three, how much money should you put into one to start? Before I go, I want to wish our executive producer, Kia Coleman, a very happy birthday. We could not do this show without her. She's like our broker, connecting all the dots. Happy birthday, Kia. So, feel free to take this conversation over to Twitter. If you have a question or a comment, leave it on my blog at www.charissays.com. Until next time, I say, keep building the wealth.